So now let us understand B2C, which is business to consumer. This is a broader category compared to D2C. So D2C is when a brand sells directly to the customer through its own website or application. But B2C includes everything, including D2C, marketplaces like Amazon, service platforms like Zomato, and even content commerce hybrids like Nika. Let's take Myntra as an example. Mintra sells clothes from hundreds of brands like Nike, Roadster, H&M. These brands aren't necessarily selling directly. Mintra becomes the B2C layer that curates, manages inventory, handles shipping, and delivers the experience. So you can think of B2C as a big umbrella. D2C is like a focused sniper. B2C is more like a bazooka, targeting wider audiences with more products and channels. So, how B2C actually works in a typical B2C setup like Flipkart or Amazon, the platform doesn't own most of the product. It curates a marketplace of sellers or brands. It handles search payment, delivery, customer service, and returns. So, talking from a customer's perspective, the platform is the brand, not the seller. So, the challenge for B2C players is to offer the widest variety of products at competitive prices with fast and reliable delivery while maintaining user trust. In short, B2C is all about scale and efficiency. Why do so many brands starts with B2C? A lot of brands don't start with their own website. They begin by selling through platforms that already have millions of users like Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, or even social commerce apps. Why? Because these platforms make it easy to start. You don't need to build a website, spend lakhs on paid ads to get traffic, set up your own delivery or return systems. Everything is plug and play. So the platform handles logistics, customer service, COD payments, and even gives you visibility with product listings and search ads. For a small or new business, this is huge advantage. You can test your product, learn what sells, and gather reviews all without heavy investment. But of course, there's a trade off. Now, let's talk about the challenges that B2C businesses face, especially online. It's easy to list your products on platforms or run ads, but sustaining a business in this space is tough. Here's why. First point would be high customer acquisition cost, which is also called CAC. Every visitor to your product page probably came through a paid ad, an influencer shout out, or some kind of discount offer. Each of these cost money, and not everyone who clicks buys. So your cost per actual customer can be very high, especially in competitive categories like fashion, electronics, or beauty. Price wars and razor. This would be the second point. Thin margins in B2C, you're often competing on price. Customers will compare your 499 product with 10 others that look almost identical. So brands offer discounts, free delivery, cashback, first time user codes. All of this eats into your profit margin. Unless you're extremely optimized, it's easy to lose money while trying to go fast. Third point that I would like to say here is customer retention. So obviously, customer retention is hard. Getting a sale is one thing, but getting that customer to come back is another. On marketplaces like Amazon, the buyer often doesn't even remember your brand. They only remember the platform. This makes retention a challenge. You have to give a smooth experience, great packaging, fast delivery, and what I would say customer support as well for your. But here, as it is coming to a different platform, your customer support also will not be crucial, and possibly follow up through other channels like email or WhatsApp to keep them engaged. Dependency on external platforms. If you're selling through only Amazon, Flipkart, or Meesho, your entire business depends on their rules. They can change the algorithm, increase their commissions, ban listings on policy violations, prioritize other sellers in the search feed, and you have very little control over it. That's why many successful brands use B2C platforms to start, but over the time they diversify, they build their own website, own application, or explore offline retail. Let us understand buyer psychology in B2C. One of the most important things in B2C commerce is understanding how customers think. When someone shops online, say on Amazon, Myntra, or even Zomato, they're not just buying a product, they're responding to visual cues like product images, emotional triggers like urgency, like for example, only three left, only two left, last one left, and social proof like ratings, reviews, and influencer endorsements. In B2C, purchase decisions are quick, unlike B2B, where deals can take weeks. In B2C, most purchases happens within a few minutes. And that's why a catchy image, a persuasive product title, a well-written description, and trust elements like bestseller tags, or 10,000 plus reviews can literally make or break a sale. Let's say you're selling a t-shirt. You're not just competing with price, you're competing with the vibe of the product, the model wearing it, the reviews below, and whether the platform says try and return or prime delivery. All of that is shaping buyer psychology. And don't underestimate the power of urgency and FOMO, fear of missing out. I am sure this might be a very known term in every one of us these days. Flash sales, limited time offers, countdown timers, they aren't random. They are based on deep behavior research showing that people are more likely to buy under time pressure. Another layer is trust. A brand might have a better product, but if it has fewer reviews or a slower delivery time, people will obviously skip it. And this is where D2C sometimes struggle because people don't know the brand. Whereas in B2C, platforms like Amazon acts as a trust layer. The buyer thinks even if the seller messes up, Amazon will refund me. That's powerful. So, to succeed in B2C, especially as a seller on these platforms, you have to master buyer psychology. You're not just selling a product, you're selling a moment, a feeling, a reason to click buy now. Now that we have explored the structure and models of B2C, let's talk about what actually makes a B2C business succeed, especially in such a crowd competitive digital space. There are a few key pillars you simply can't ignore. Number one would be discoverability. If your customers can't find your product, they can't buy it. It's that simple. Discoverability happens through marketplace SEO, search rankings on Amazon or Flipkart, paid ads for now Google, Meta, influencer shoutouts, word of mouth, and virality in B2C. Attention is actually the currency in B2C here. Every product is fighting for the same few seconds of user interest. Then, trust and social proof. People buy what other people trust. In a B2C scenario, trust is built through customer reviews, user generated content, high quality visuals, social media credibility, and if a product doesn't have reviews or looks shady, most buyers scroll past. No second thoughts. And third point would be a frictionless user experience. From first landing page to checkout, everything needs to be very smooth. Fast loading websites, clean UX, easy returns, clear pricing, and if your website confuses users, they'll leave. Simple as that. If your website is slow, they'll leave. Fourth point here would be logistics and fulfillment. You can have a great product, you can have a great packaging, but if the delivery is delayed or the packaging is poor, customers will never come back. Fulfillment speed, return handling, and post purchase communication, after sales support all matter deeply in building long term trust. Then, retention. Acquiring customers is expensive. Keeping them is profitable. So use tools like email flows, WhatsApp broadcast, loyalty points, personalized discounts. So here our aim is not just to sell once but to build a habit or preference around your brand. So let's work on that.